Hey people, um, this is Randall J, and here's some more coherent drivel for you. We're going to talk about global warming. And right now, like people are in this country saying, global warming my ass, it's 20 below zero. And yeah, so I'm just going to explain it like simple, like very try to make sense of it for everyone to just understand um, because it's very important and it's real. And here's how it goes. Um, for 600 million years or so, we've never had this much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And all this carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere in just the last 100 years or so. And in the past, when it got really, really hot, it was because volcanoes putting large amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. But that's not what's happening this time. This time, it's us putting the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere for the last 100 years. How much? How much heat are we putting into the oceans? Unbelievable amount of heat. Like 7 to 9 Hiroshima explosions gets worth of heat gets sucked up into the ocean every second. We are warming the oceans. It's a lot of water, so it's been taking some time, right? Takes a long time to heat up water. You put it on the stove to boil, takes a long time. But we have been heating the ocean like 7 atomic bombs every second for quite a while. And so why is it so cold? Well, right now, the Arctic is 60 degrees above normal. And that heat is pushing this cold weather down here into the United States, right? That's why it's so cold. You see, so the problem with global warming is not just the 1 degree, 1.5 degrees warming. You know, that doesn't sound bad, but what it is the instability that happens. You know, you remember last year California had like mega snow up in the mountains. Like they had, I forget, like 10 feet of snow or something. You know, if that happened down here in Colorado where I live, that could smash a lot of people's roofs. Most of our town, most of the roofs would be smashed, you know, because most homes are only built for a roof load of 3 feet of snow. So if you get 10 feet of snow, you got problems, right? And then it's the instability, you know, all this flooding, these torrential rains, you know, like 3 feet of rain in 24 hours, you know. You hear about this stuff happening all over the place. That is not good. That's global warming. That's what happens. More, as we warm the planet, there's more water in the atmosphere. That causes flooding, large snows, hailstorms, you know, tornadoes, because of the heat. When the ground is warm and the cold air in the sky, you get tornadoes, more tornadoes. And then you get droughts in the summertime, like evaporation. If you're like a farmer and you wet your crops down and it's 70 degrees, that water lasts 8 hours or something. But if it's 80 degrees or 85 degrees out, that water evaporates in like 45 minutes or something, you know, an hour. And see, then you have crop failure. The crops can't take the heat, and they cannot take the dryness, and you can't put enough water on them to keep them wet. And we're having a shortage of water. You know, in California, the valley where they grow all the food, that some of that land has sunk 20 feet because they've taken so much water out of the aquifer. And that's happening all over the place. We're running out of water. And then, when the glaciers melt, like in India, when the Ganges dries up, like, I don't know, like 100 million people or something depend on that water, and they ain't going to have no water. So you see, the weather will continue to just be unpredictable, And like right here where I'm at in Colorado, if we get a severe, severe drought, if it goes up to 120 degrees or something, all the trees could die in one summer, certainly in 2 summers. A 2-summer drought could kill everything. And then, 10 feet of snow, that kills a lot of animals. And right now, the severe cold is, 20 below zero in Montana and all across Nebraska and everything. Cattle die. There's going to be probably 20,000 cattle, dead cattle, from the cold. So then you have food shortages. So you have food shortages in the winter, followed by drought in the summer, food shortages in the summer, and then that whole overpopulation thing gets into, who's going to feed everybody then. So that's how global warming will kill us. It'll starve us to death. It'll destroy our homes. You see, it's real. So we got to think green energy. I said it before, I'll say it again. One of the biggest things we need to do right now is we need to have a DC power grid going across country. Solar panels in Arizona, Nevada, wind power up in Montana, feeding the DC power grid to get energy all over the country. We got to get off fossil fuels as much as possible. And nuclear energy is